I've got a big game coming up against the Knicks, and I wanted to stream that game, but I still did not get the new internet. And if you remember, my last stream had so much lag, it shut down at the start, so I'm just gonna hold off. Now, I was supposed to get this internet on December 28th, but it turns out that they don't want to do their job. Now, let's say you get Comcast TV and you don't have Comcast in your home already. Someone's gonna have to actually put a hole through the wall to bring the cable into the house, into the room that you have the box in, etc. Maybe you don't have a box already in a certain room, so they're gonna have to do that. Well, the internet companies didn't want to do that. On December 28th, they were supposed to come out, finish the install with their router and all this stuff, and they were like, oh, you don't even have the line in here? And I was like, you know, aren't you supposed to do that? They're like, no. So now I have to do it. I hired a guy. He's coming out on Monday to do that part. And with all the holidays, I wasn't able to set this up any sooner. So hopefully next week they'll come out and set everything up, and I'll be ready to go, and I'll be streaming. Because I know a lot of people, they think I'm not on Hall of Fame. I don't know why, but that's why I'm going to be streaming. So let me give you a couple of updates now in my player. I'm starting to change my signature skills. I haven't talked too much about this, but I took off finisher. After playing a few games without it, I realized that you don't need finisher. And even when you have it, it seems like you miss a lot of the layups anyway. And I also got a message on Twitter, I think, and someone told me that when you use finisher level 3, it actually reduces your ability to make those layups and those contact moves. So I don't know if he has any proof. I don't know if it's been researched, but hey, I no longer use finisher. I now use lockdown defender. And it's mainly because of that game I played against the Golden State Warriors on the live stream when they scored 88 points at halftime. I figure if I use lockdown defender, you know, he's not going to be able to score that much. Plus, when I play the Warriors next time, I'm not going to try to defend all 5 players. You know, that's something that I've been talking about for the last 2-3 years in my player mode, is that, you know, your teammates are going to leave people open, so you got to run over there and stop stuff. But against the Warriors, when I was trying to do that, they just pass it back to Curry, and then he lets it fly, and he's scoring 30, 40 points. I can't allow that to happen. So when I play the Warriors next time, I'm not going to worry about my teammates on defense. I'm just going to hope that they do a good job. And also, maybe by then, I'll have the defensive anchor at level 3. Right now, I'm at level 2. If I can get that up to level 3, I think it's going to boost the defensive attributes of my teammates up by 6 points. So that should help them out on defense. Now, the last thing is I'm considering, and look at this shot clock. Cheese! Got it! I'm considering taking off ankle breaker to put on closer. Closer's good, but it only works in the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. So that's why I'm not using it now, because I feel like for most of the game, you're wasting a signature skill. And, you know, I don't want to do that. So, but in the playoffs, closer's something you want. So, like, right now, I'm just using my teammates. Oh, my gosh, look at that dunk. Just straight off the inbounds. But right now, I'm using my teammates. Since we have Eric Gordon and he has the closer finisher skill, you know, you see me trusting him in a lot of our games at the end of the game because he's got that signature skill. He can take advantage. I don't have it, even though I can still perform at the end of the game. But normally I'm tired. And so that's why I always defer to Eric Gordon. But if I take off ankle breaker and then put on closer, then I can go to Eric Gordon and I can still do my thing as well at the end of the game. So I think in the playoffs, I might have to do that. And I might not need ankle breaker because I've noticed that even when I don't get the ankle breaker icon popping up and people aren't getting shook out of their shoes, I'm still getting by people. I'm still putting moves like, look at that right there. Jeremy Lin. He reached, I teached. Look at that. Oh, and Ryan Anderson missed. I thought I would throw that clip in there so that you could see that, yes, Ryan Anderson does miss sometimes. What a block right there by Lopez. But another thing I noticed is when I'm in the fourth quarter, my stamina goes way down because pretty much for the entire game, you know, I'm using my speed, my quickness, and I'm doing so much. So at the end of the game, that's why it's nice for me to slow down and give it to Eric Gordon in those clutch situations. So if you've watched my live streams, You've seen me do that, and look at that shot clock cheese. What kind of shot was that? I don't even know. Looking like Kobe, the point guard version, and then I'm bullying. Look at how I bumped Jeremy Lin right there. Just bullying him. So if you've seen my live streams, then you've seen at the end of the game, you know, you see how I use Eric Gordon, because normally they take him out of the game at the start of the fourth. So then I do the scoring, and then sometimes Ryan Anderson isn't in the game either, so I have to do the scoring. Another shot clock cheese possession to end the quarter. We're going into halftime with a little bit of a lead. So everything I'm doing is really for the better of the team. It seems like I adjust to everything. Every team that I have, look at that floater. That's another thing. I changed my floater. I think it's the quick release or something like that. It's quick something. Just go look in the menus. You'll see it looks just like that. You high flick it. But now floaters are starting to go in, and I'm starting to use them. In the next game, I had great floaters where there's actually defenders trying to block me. And that Michael Jordan dunk right there, there's two versions of it. That one is the better version because your hands are free, your body's free. But now my floater game is actually really funny. Like I'll drive, there'll be two people in the paint, I'll throw it right over the top of them, make it. And you really do have to change that animation, because I remember I had this clip, this montage clip, and actually, hold on, this is the best play of the game right here. This is the play of the game, cutting back door, oop it up to me. Ooh, that is a montage clip. It seems like every game I'm getting like 2 or 3 montage clips. The montage this year is going to be so much better than 2K12. I mean, look at all the highlights I'm getting. I'm getting stuff that I wasn't getting in last year's game. The only thing that was better last year would have to be the alley-oops. We're not alley-ooping like that. We're not ooping off the glass, even though I do have one oop off the glass to myself, and sometimes my teammates oop me off the glass, but I don't think I've ooped my teammates off the glass yet. So back to the floater. If you remember, I had this one move. I was getting double teamed, and I did like a crossover spin move to get out of the double team. And then I drove to the paint and did a sexy floater, and it didn't go in. You know, that cost me a montage clip right there. So if I had this new floater animation, I guarantee that would have gone in. And look at me looking like CP3 with the lob up to the brow. We're playing great basketball right now. So now that I have this new floater, I mean, it's floater alert. You never know when I'm gonna bust out a floater. And it's great to add that to the arsenal because there's so many moves. And speaking of floaters, look at this floater over Jeremy Lin, shot clock cheese. Jeremy Lin falls down. I mean, look at how beautiful that floater was. Like, that felt so good to be able to do that. To be able to go in the paint. Ryan Anderson does a tip slam. Come on, cuh. It feels so good to go into the paint knowing that you might get hit by all kinds of contact cheese, and to just be able to avoid it completely with a floater. And I go through the legs. Another montage clip. I'm telling you, I'm getting montage clips left and right. I might not even be able to make a montage. I mean, last year the montage was 7 minutes long. I mean, how long is it gonna be this year? I have too many plays, too many highlights. I have a storyline. I mean, I don't know what I'm gonna do when I have to sit down and edit. I might be too lazy to edit. I might have to hire Shady to do it. I'm looking like Dwayne Wade right there with that Euro step bully move and one. So how do you do a floater? I know a lot of people have been asking me, how do I do floaters? It's very easy. All you have to do is hold down the left trigger, and then you just move the right stick away from the basket. That's all you got to do. So if you're on a 2K camera and you're going straight to the paint, you flick the right stick back when you hold the left trigger. It's really easy. You need to start using it. Put it in your arsenal. Upgrade your layup. Upgrade your shot close. Upgrade shot in traffic. Shot off dribble. All that stuff. Look at that move. Oh, I choked. I passed it. I should have done a floater. Why did I pass it? And look at Jeremy Lin. Get that out of here. I should have saved that replay. I forgot to save that. That could have been a montage-worthy moment, but it's all good because I'm going to block somebody else in this game as well, and I saved that one. Look at Lin getting too fancy with a spin, and you already know what's going to happen. Lob from the three-point line to Aminu. I'm using and abusing my teammates I mean, I'm like a coach out here. I can't make these players, I can't turn them into Michael Jordan and all this stuff, but, and look at that cheese. I think I might need the alley-oop or signature skill. How did that go out of bounds? That's some BS. All right, so here goes another block shot. Look, he's trying to get in there. Get that out of here. A double block, and I actually paused the game to save that block. I realized it. I should have saved the Jeremy Lin one. 18 of 22 shooting.
You guys were rolling tonight, and you really seem to be feeling it with your shot. How much of a factor did that play in the win?
Man, there's nothing like that feeling when you're hot and you know it. You just want to keep shooting the ball, and you feel like you're going to make it no matter what. Hand in your face, slapped on the arm, don't matter. It's still going in. And as far as me being a factor in winning the game, you better believe it. Man, when I'm hot like that, we're going to win more often than not, for sure.